We do, we do. We always let the guest pick the topic, and we always offer up the top three. Jason here was kindly enough to give us both, and so these are both Jason joints. If you hate them, let him know. But but we got a great one. It's top three flashback scenes, really going in with the memory theme, pairing very nicely. Jason, what do you have at number three for us?
My number three top flashback is from The Thin Blue Line. Errol
Mm.
Morris's 1986 documentary that really kind of paved the way for more stylized documentaries. And he does a kind of Rashomon approach to recreating these testimonies and memories of a shooting of a police officer. And I just remember being so struck by these kind of film noir lit, really kind of vibrant color flying milkshakes that the police
Yeah.
officer had thrown when her colleague was shot. She threw her McDonald's milkshake out the window, and there's all of this coverage and angles, and it splashes, and there's it's just this like one, and then everyone tells the story differently, and so the milkshake kind of goes flying in different ways. And so, anyway, that was my number three flashback.
Yeah,
Nice.
excellent choice.
That's my number one milkshake in cinema history.
Mine's There Will Be Blood, but that's
Right.
followed by Pulp Fiction. Anyway,
uh, is it my turn?
yeah,
All
why
right.
not?
All right.
I'll let you steal. I told you before we had this that I have a very Jared list, and so
Okay.
I'm worried you're gonna steal it, but I'm gonna let you steal it anyway.
It's all good. It's all good. I got my number three is the massacre of the Valkyrie from Thor Ragnarok. It's just like a few almost silent. There's like a little bit of music and like a woof sound effect. But I think it's really innovative. It's haunting. It's beautiful. You get you see why Tessa Thompson's character is an alcoholic and why she doesn't want to be the hero, why she doesn't want to team up with Thor, and it helps you understand her and understand why, because she saw all of her sisters die in battle, and it's really beautifully shot. They use like they used, instead of a green screen, I think they used like a black background, and then they had these kind of weird rotating lights to get that chiaroscuro effect. And it's really really awesome. It looks like a I forget the guy's name, but it like an older painting, and every shot in the scene looks like an older painting. So I really like that.
Awesome. My number three is my only animated entry on the list, and I feel like it shows the power of memory, and not only that, the power of food. And I've got Ratatouille with Anton Ego's flashback when he tastes the ratatouille. I
So
love it.
good.
I think it's fantastic. It's a perfect representation of how a single taste can immediately bring something back to you. And I was floored. Other than that, I kind of fall in the camp that Ratatouille's a little overrated for the most part. But that scene's fucking fantastic, and I love every second of it. And so it's my number three.
Hell yeah.
Ratatouille was my number two.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Maybe I have a very Jason list.
I mean, I agree. I'm not a huge fan of that film, but that moment is, I think, the best part of the entire movie.
Mhm.
And a lot of it has to do with the fact that there are no other flashbacks, and they
Mhm.
commit to Anton as this one type of character for so long that there's, even though it's like a payoff that you didn't even know was being built towards. And so when it
Yeah.
comes, it's like, what does David Mamet always says, like the best moments feel inevitable but also surprising. And like that moment feels like it's surprising when it happens because you didn't think they'd go there with him, but it also
Mhm.
makes perfect fucking sense. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah. And so it's short, it's just a one-off, and they move on, but it says like so much. And like good filmmaking, you say so much with just a little bit. If you're
Yeah.
doing it well, you get a lot of bang for your buck, and that's a great moment. So good choice, Jerry.
Thank you. You too.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. My number two went a little was also animated, but it's part of a live action film. It's the origin story of Oren
Mm.
Ishii from Kill Bill Volume One. I love this scene or this sequence. It's deliciously over the top and really beautifully animated as well. It sets up one of my favorite Tarantino villains, and like of a movie that's basically a giant highlight reel. It's one of my top highlights in that film, and I love it a lot.
Hmm.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I for my number two, I'm going a live action. I'm following in Jared's footsteps. I'm get some in person stuff with a movie that I think not enough people have seen. One that deserves to be seen by way more people, and that's the Safdie brothers' Good Time with Ray's flashback. Ray just comes out of nowhere and steals the entire movie with this weird story of how he was selling acid and the cops came. But it's fantastic. It's an editing masterclass in Flashback. It's a use of voiceover that doesn't get stale. The cutting between him in the back of the car to now is fantastic. Everything about it is just captivating, and I love every second of it.
So good.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm making my own rules, and so for number one, I have two films
Ooh,
in a tie. Partially
nice.
because they kind of do the exact same thing. And the two movies are Sunset Boulevard and La Jetée,
Ooh.
in that
Ah.
both of them start with a character's death. In one film, you know that they're dead, in the other, you don't quite know what's happening. But
Mhm.
everything spins from this moment in the past, or the future, depending on how you want to think about it in La Jetée. And the rest of the film is all kind of leading up to understanding what that flashback means. And so they kind of, they're just these table setting moments in time that then kick everything else off. And that first shot of William Holden dead in the swimming pool, like floating upside down, is just so wonderful.
Mhm.
And La Jetée, obviously, like this, the still frame of seeing yourself die, also quite striking. So
Yeah.
anyway, those are the two I thought of kind of right out of the gate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
excellent choice.
I think I was the only person in the crowd at SFSU when we watched that enjoyed it. I think everybody else fell
Wait, you know about
asleep,
La Jetée?
but I was like, yeah, but I
That
was like,
movie's
I love
awesome.
this.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it.
But I think I heard six different snores from around me.
Nice, nice. Um, I kept it contemporary for my number one. It's a scene from the film, the 2002 film Hero. Honestly, just thinking about this scene makes me want to rewatch the entire movie again. I've seen it multiple times since I was a little kid, and if I was like gun to my head, I have to pick a top five favorite movies. This is up there. But it's the fight between Nameless and Sky in the chess house. So the film is kind of like a Rashomon style thing, and Jet Li's character is recounting how he defeated Donnie Yen's character, who's like one of the greatest warriors in the land, and the whole movie is basically flashbacks like that. But I love this fight especially. It sets the tone for the movie, establishing not just a martial arts epic, but also like a living, breathing poem, and it's this also like really violent ballet between the two, where they picture each other in black and white. They picture fighting each other and what the result of that fight would be. And it's in the rain and it's in a chess house, so they were just playing chess, and it's so cool. I love everything about this scene, and it's like this is like one of my comfort movies too, and I just love watching it.
Mhm. Yeah. You've been like in tune with the universe for recommendations for me, because now you're the second person this week to recommend Hero, and Mitchell and the Machines, and so it's I feel like I owe it to myself to watch those.
Mitchell was
Well, great.
good. I watched that
Yeah.
with my daughters. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but good things, and it keeps coming up. So maybe this is the week.
It's about a
Uh,
film major, Jared. You have
I
to.
know, I know. I feel like it's gonna be too real and hurt my feelings. Um, I'm scared. No, my number one is we're going to Korea for this one. One of my favorite Korean directors, if not my favorite Korean director, Park Chan Wook, with Old Boy. Kind of the climax of the film comes a brief 2-minute scene about the trauma that our antagonist has been dealing with, and I think it's an excellent way to show how trauma carries with you. Um, it's I don't want to give too much away because it's a great film and everybody should watch it if they haven't, and it's kind of a big one. But it does something that I don't know if I've seen in another movie or I can't place in my head at least at this time, and that's you see past him and current him like switching places in the flashback. You get the old man holding a hand and the younger version of him, and I think it's great. Such a simple execution just says so much about trauma and how it sticks with you. And for that reason, number one.
All right.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great list, guys. That was a good one.
hmm Only one, same one too. Usually there's like at least two or close to it.
Yeah, I
So
was worried.
I count that as a win.
Nice, nice.